Hey everyone, this is Esteban Tovar from Evolved Healing. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of information on Reiki and what is it. Reiki is a form of touch therapy. It's so basically what you do in Reiki is the practitioner will lay their hands on the person receiving the Reiki. So it can be a light touch, or you can hover your hands over the person, depending on their preference. Either way, Reiki works the same. So you can lightly touch the person, or you can just hover your hands and Reiki still works. Reiki can even work across space, so you can give Reiki to another person in a different country or in a different room, and they will still receive the healing. Some who are more sensitive might actually feel Reiki as it's working. Others might not, but they might feel better afterwards, after the session. So there's been some studies on distance healing and remote healing, and it has shown to actually work. There's been persons who received the placebo effect in some studies, and other persons who actually received the actual Reiki healing, distance healing. It doesn't actually have to be Reiki; it can be other forms of healing modalities. And some studies have shown that Reiki and other healing modalities can work across time, because the placebo group in those studies didn't feel um, as great. They didn't feel as good as the people who received the healing. And you can look up those studies online. There's a few of them. But so Reiki, what Reiki is a person will lay their hands on the person receiving the healing, and there's different hand positions for the healing. Each hand position could take about 2 to 3 minutes, depending on what the person came in for, and depending on the, uh, the intuition of the practitioner. So you can lay. So the first few hand positions of the head are the. You can put the hands on the third eye. Again, you don't have to touch the person. You can put it at the side and at the back. There's another one for the throat chakra. There's the heart chakra, and there's the hips, the knees. There's also hand positions for the back, at the which is the complete healing. Some people have different hand positions, but so and you can see those some of those videos where people are giving Reiki treatments to people laying on a massage table. They give a demonstration, um, and there's a lot of those on YouTube that you can watch. And so, what can you feel from Reiki? The first time I received Reiki, I came in for my back. I actually became attuned to it before I even received a Reiki treatment, because I was just looking for a way to help my back, because I had back pain, and it has helped in relieving the pain. So the first time that I received the healing, I know that I came in for the physical healing, but I didn't expect there to be like emotional and mental healing. I remember the first time I received the treatment, the practitioner laid his hands on my back, and I felt like some emotions come up. It was from um, nothing significant. It was from childhood, and being a teen, and feeling maybe lonely and isolated and anxious. And that came up, and I was able to process it, which was very interesting. I didn't expect that at all, to just feel emotions come up. And then after the treatment, I felt very peaceful and very relaxed, but I also felt less critical of myself. I think that when I was able to process those emotions that came up during that session, I was a lot of that self-criticalness that I had of myself kind of disappeared. And I also felt that people were critical of myself, and that people were critical of me. I thought that strangers were critical of me, and that's where a lot of my anxiety back then came from. And after that session, I was able to feel relaxed even being around others. I didn't feel like others were judging me as much. I still felt it a little bit, and over time, I have removed a lot of that. But I still felt some of that. But the fact that there was like a realization that people weren't really critical of me, and that they weren't judging me just for me being out in the open was it was a big, it had a huge effect on me. And because I was attuned to Reiki that time, I was able to heal a lot of those emotions by working on my heart chakra, which would be here, and that helped remove a lot of back pain because a lot of physical pain um, is associated with like repressed emotions and just negative emotions that we kind of just bury deep within ourselves. I know that Western medicine tells us that that's not true, and but my experience has shown that it is true and that it has helped me significantly. It has helped me a lot, and so I've had people come to me for different reasons. One lady, she was in a car accident, and she wasn't hurt physically, but she was traumatized from the car accident, and she came to me for that reason because she changed jobs and she didn't want to, and she had a long, her job was far away from her home and she needed to drive because the commute was just too long. And so she came to me for that. And so another person, they were in a toxic environment at work and they're a joyful and happy, uh, go lucky nature. It, um, they kind of became toxic themselves and negative themselves because of that environment. And after leaving that job, they still felt that way and they were afraid of going into the new job with that same toxic mindset. And she came to me for that reason. Um, so, so for me, again, I've been able to work on because I've been growing up, I was very self-critical of myself. Even now, I'm a lot less self-critical, but I'm still self-critical of myself. I'm sure there are a lot of people like that, and I would say that Reiki is beneficial for that. It's also beneficial to treat anxiety just because it has helped me with anxiety. There's been some studies that show that Reiki is helpful and that it actually has a direct um, correlation with a lot of healing emotions and healing physical pain. So those are some of the aspects that Reiki is helpful with. I would say that I would tell you to try Reiki. If you think it, if you even if you're interested in it, you can try one session. You can become attuned to it yourself and then just give yourself Reiki permanently, which is very helpful. Some people like that. Others like more like the relaxation aspect of it, and so they'll come to a practitioner um, because they also like to feel more peaceful and more relaxed. It's like pampering yourself in a way, if that's the right word. But whatever works for you. So that was just a little bit of information on Reiki. You can visit for more information. I have a few blog posts on distance healing, and Reiki is in that blog post. Information about Reiki is in that blog post. You can find that on my Evolved Healing website, which would be Evolvedhealing.site. I also have a podcast. You can find those on Spotify and Google Music, which has the same name, Evolved Healing. And for my listeners on Spotify or Google Music or any other platform where you might find this audio, you can also see this video on YouTube. And so That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you.